Okay, Saturday night in Budapest, my last Saturday night here during this visit, and I am going to treat myself to a nice night out. I'm going to go to a restaurant called Karpatia, and Karpatia is a restaurant that I became familiar with a long time ago, probably over 10 years ago when I started traveling Europe. I had a website called europewithasmile.com. And I think that website is still up, but anyway, so I had this website called europewithasmile.com, and I would use this website to kind of barter my way across Europe. And boy, did it work. I traveled Europe for every summer for about 5 years and stayed in some of Europe's absolutely most beautiful hotels. Ate in some of the nicest restaurants, and just I could go on and on and on with the stories that were spawned by that website, Europe with a Smile. But anyway, so the restaurant Karpatia, when I was first planning a trip over here to Budapest, I sent an email to a few restaurants to see if they would give me a free meal in exchange for a mention on my website. And there was a gentleman working at Karpatia at the time named Balázs, who became a good friend of mine. And Balázs took a liking to the whole concept of me traveling around Europe, etc. So he took care of me many of times at the Karpatia restaurant. I may be mistaken, but I think Karpatia is one of the oldest restaurants here in Budapest. So it's the decor inside the restaurant is just fabulous. I think it dates back to the 1800s. Very, very, very beautiful. The food is very good. The ambiance is fantastic. Every time that I've eaten there, they always have a wonderful music being played by gypsies. And I think the term gypsy isn't, it's not really a politically correct term, but when you hear it referenced to music, like gypsy music, it's actually very endearing, because the music that I've come to appreciate here in Budapest, the gypsy music, if I can call it that, is just really wonderful to listen to. It's great to have a nice meal with. So I'm going to go and enjoy a nice meal at Karpatia, and that's spelled K-A-R-P-A-T-I-A, and I think it's .hu. I did their website years ago. I don't know if they still have the same website or not. But anyway, so I'm going to take the blue line. Blue line will take me right to the front door of the restaurant. And then afterward, I'm going to go have a nice glass of wine at a popular wine bar. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring you along for a great evening here, my last evening here in Budapest. All right, so here we are on the Underground going, this is the blue line. And there's 3 metros in Budapest: the blue line, the red line, and the gold line. And the blue line is one of the ones that I'll ride more often than the other 2. But anyway, the restaurant Karpatia is only a couple stops from here where I'm at Nugati. The Hungarian word for restaurant is etterem. That's one of the limited words in my vocabulary of Magyar. But that is the entrance to the Karpatia restaurant. And I'm going to go on inside and give you a nice shot of the entryway. Coming up, I've noticed that they have all the street torn up here, and it seems every time I come back to Budapest there's more and more construction. And then when I come back a year later, you see the end result of the construction, and it's really nice to see what they're doing with Budapest. But here is the Karpatia restaurant, and we'll go on inside, and you'll see just how beautiful it is. You can see the beautiful ceilings.
just as it was over 100 years ago, 150 years ago. Seems pretty quiet, but we'll go on inside. I'm sure they'll have a table for me. I see that they do have the music tonight. Alright, so I'll wait to be seated and then enjoy a nice dinner here. Okay, so I'll take a moment and share the menu with you. They have the autumn offer here, and the prices are in Hungarian forint. And usually, as a rule of thumb, what I do is I just take about 1,000 forint for $5. So that top plate there would be roughly about $15, you see. So I'm just going to share the menu with you here a little bit. You can see what's on the specials for tonight. I usually have something like the Hungarian goulash as a starter, and then I'll have the Czerke paprikash, chicken paprikash. You can see there's the cold appetizers and the soups. The Hungarian fish soup is very popular, but I don't like that. If I come over. These are the traditional Hungarian international main courses. I'll choose something here and enjoy the music and be back in just a little bit. I should show you the desserts, I'm sure. Hungarians love their sweets. Okay, so the levesh, the soup has arrived, the goulash levesh, and this is, boy, I just live for this stuff. It is so good. If you actually go on YouTube and type in, I think, how to cook authentic Hungarian goulash, you'll see my recipe. And this is some goulash or paprika cream. I think they call it paprika cream. Gives it a little bit of a kick. So I'm going to enjoy some wonderful soup here. Alright, dinner has arrived, Czerke paprikash, and it looks really good. Almost as good as my mom used to make back in Cleveland. No, I'm just teasing. Well, I'm sure my mom used to make some great Czerke paprikash. She still does, for that matter. So Mom, if you're watching this, I'm thinking about you as I have this Czerke paprikash in Budapest. Wish you were here to join in. Okay, so now the musicians have come over to serenade the folks at the table next to me. I could listen to this music all night long. Budapest, Hungary, chicken paprikash, gypsy music. What a life. So this is the scene near the Basilica. This is DeVino here in Budapest, that trendy little wine bar. Wine bars have started sprouting up all around Budapest, interestingly enough, and well, they should, because there's a lot of wine growing in Budapest, or in Hungary rather. So I'll give you a nice shot of the outside here of the Basilica. You can see the beautiful Basilica here. It's actually a pretty quiet night. It's just probably about 9:30, 9:45 on a Saturday night. Maybe it's a little bit early, or it's a long weekend, so on these long weekends a lot of people leave the city and go visit their family out in the country. But anyway, I'm going to go in and enjoy a nice glass of wine and then call it an evening here, I think. So it's been a absolutely great trip here in Budapest this time. Hey, you know, so I'm always taking shots of the front of the Basilica, and on my way home I thought I'd take a shot of the rear of the Basilica. And you can see it's just as nice on this side. I'll zoom in for you. There you go. So good night from Budapest.